Welcome into the PHNX Suns VIP Lounge, brought to you by our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. You guys, it wasn't pretty, but we did it. 9 in a row.
We made it through. Woohoo!
That's all that matters, as long as you get the dub.
Yeah, that was ugly. Good
yeah,
Lord.
that was really ugly. I'm Lindsey Smith. That's Saul Bookman, Gerald Bourguet, and Espo. And tonight, the Phoenix Suns took down the Timberwolves 99-96. That last quarter was a little entertaining, though.
It was fun.
I'll give it
The
that.
second half of it.
That was a good fourth quarter to watch if you just like basketball. And luckily, we like basketball and the Suns.
Yeah. Leah, can you throw that image up there? Thank you, Leah. We got a full Buscemi tonight.
Oh, was it that ugly?
Yeah, it was ugly but successful. It was a Buscemi, all
Oh,
right?
well, it was successful. Okay.
It was ugly but successful.
And we love Steve
Buscemi.
Buscemi.
I do. I love Steve Buscemi. He's made a career making fun of his look, so
Oh,
that was a Buscemi. Jeez.
Lindsay's just horrified for Steve Buscemi, who's just so
I
much
just
better
feel
off
really
than
bad
any of
for
us.
him.
Thus the ugly but successful.
Should we go to the bar?
Let's
I
go
don't know
to
what
the
do with
bar.
that.
The only way a Buscemi can look good is by going to the bar.
Oh, it's the cat piss light because you don't want the calories of a full cat piss. You want the cat piss light. Karl Anthony Towns made this a quite ugly game for a lot of it and kept this much closer than anybody thought. Anybody but me thought tonight's game would be. So
Yeah, he started off really hot, and then he finished really hot. He had 35 and 13, made 5 of 9 threes. I mean, he was really good. He was the reason that the Timberwolves kept it close in the fourth
He's a
quarter.
good basketball player. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, I mean, he was super pumped up for whatever reason tonight. Like, he was screaming after just about every foul or dunk or three. Like, he was – you would have thought they were playing in the NBA Finals right now, the way he was really acting out there. But
for him,
I loved him pumping up the crowd with that.
With the ref you suck.
and-
Yeah,
That was objectively hilarious.
that was good. I'll take it.
To be fair, that's about as close as the Timberwolves will get to playing in the NBA Finals, is playing the defending Western Conference champions. So
Espo's feeling ornery. He's just
You-
What am I
shots
not
across the
feeling
bow.
ornery?
I mean, Espo is just like filled with cat piss right now.
and vinegar.
yeah.
Don't forget that as well.
That's why it's our drink of the game, I guess.
Hey,
Brendan makes a really good point in the chat. He said, no one remembers the ugly wins. And that's true. This was really ugly tonight, but give it a few days, even maybe a couple weeks, and we'll just be like, it's just another W.
Trust me, we'll be
Who
trying to
cares?
forget this one as quickly as
Yeah.
possible.
I don't know. I liked the way Booker and CP3 played down this stretch, especially CP3, who was at one point, I believe he was 1 of 9 shooting, and then all of a sudden it was just like boom, 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 and they were all crispy, nothing but net. Like we were joking around about it before. Like EJ said, like I've never seen a guy hit the rim so many times and still have the ball go in, because that was Chris Paul until it wasn't, and he was just shredding everything. It was beautiful to watch.
The consensus was that because the rim was a little wonky at the beginning of the game, they didn't actually put it in the place that it was supposed to be. It was still a little wonky.
the problem with that is they switched ends of the court. It wasn't
Espo,
both hoops
shush.
they had to fix.
Shush, Espo, let us have this. But to your point, Saul, Chris Paul had 2 points heading into the fourth quarter, and he finished with 21 points. So he showed up big time.
He
But
did.
that's why guys like Devin Booker and CP3 are so important. You're playing a young team in Minnesota. It's an ugly game for 3 quarters, and then the stars come out. They shine when it's time to win, and CP3 and Book did that. They carried this team in the fourth, where DA did a lot of the heavy lifting in the first 3 quarters to keep them in it, and then Book and CP3 took over.
Yeah, I mean, and minus that one missed free throw near the end for Book that would have put him up, I think, 3. He was really good in the fourth quarter, too. I think he had 9 of his 29 in the fourth. And he got to the line 15 times tonight, which in an ugly game like this, where you shoot under 38% from the field, under 27% from 3, getting to the line is a big help for your team. So he didn't shoot the ball particularly well tonight, at least for most of the evening, but he helped his team get points and get an ugly W at the end.
I mean, the 3-headed monster came alive tonight. It was nice to have DA back for sure. You know, he played solid. He had a good game. I believe he had a double-double.
He did.
And so, I mean, he had, at one point, him and Towns in the third quarter had 19 apiece. So he was matching them, but, you know, of course, DA came out and Cat went on a run. So, you know, I really value the way this team showed their composure in the fourth quarter, and you could see the drastic difference between them and the Timberwolves, the Wolves when they, in that last 19-second stretch where they were fumbling the ball, they got the rebound, then lost it, and Jay got the ball back, and that pretty much cemented the victory for the Suns. The composure, when you have a Chris Paul on your team, you just feel like, okay, we got control, even if it doesn't seem like we have control. He's got control. That's all that matters.
And we trust him.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you tell me everything's going to be all right, everything's going to be all right. It's kind of like, your first monsoon here in Arizona and your parents just tell you, hey, it's going to be okay. And you're like, all right, Dad, don't fuck this up.
Yeah. And that's where kind of a glaring difference between this team and the Wolves shines through, because you've got Chris Paul and Devin Booker, and on the other side, you've got D'Angelo Russell taking fadeaway corner threes that you don't need to take in that situation. So big difference there, and it worked in the Suns' favor.
And you've got Cat taking threes from the logo and making them somehow. He was on
Oh,
fire. He had some unbelievable shots there. But I want to bring this up. Sundress Dunks in the Discord. He's one of our Cove crazies in the chat, though, too. He said tonight's game was more entertaining to him than last night's game. A big win. I don't know. For 3 quarters, that was painful. That was like putting toothpicks in your eyes, kind of painful. That was not a pretty game.
I feel like
It was exciting down the stretch. It was one of those games that was close, not good for most of it. It was good. I think the fourth quarter was fairly entertaining, at least for the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah. If you didn't tune in until like the last 6 minutes of the game, you'd have been like, oh, this is a good game. You know what I mean? But it was far from the first 3 quarters, that's for sure.
I didn't enjoy the first 3 quarters at all. I'll be honest with you.
Lindsey was curled up in that seat, ready to go to sleep through 3 quarters.
It was just, it just like dragged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a different type of drag. Like, we talked about this, I think, after the Grizzlies games where we were like joked around. It was kind of a boring fourth quarter because we had such a big lead. That kind of boring, I can get on board with. This kind of dragging along, like, I'm not. No, thank you. I will pass. Shall we reveal our draft king of the game?
I think we should. Welcome him back.
Mr. DeAndre Ayton. Welcome back to the fold, DA. He finished the night with 22 points, 12 rebounds, and he had it in 1 assist in there. You know, just had to mix it up a little bit.
Let me say this before we get off the graphic. Amazing crown placement by Leah.
It's
behind the
fantastic.
back
That's
tonight.
really good crown placement.
Why? Where'd you put the crown at last week?
No, I said Shane's immaculate, the best producer with the crown placement, and Leah took offense, so she came through big tonight with the crown placement on DA.
It's a fucking crown.
No,
how hard can it be to place it on somebody's
Saul,
head?
take
it's called
this shit
having
seriously.
fun, all right? Try it sometime, all right?
Oh my God!
The future missus might appreciate it.
Coming from Mr. Ornery tonight, huh?
I have ornery in a fun way, all right?
You can be mad and happy at the same time.
Hell yes, you can.
Oh, okay.
Totally.
I'm happily mad.
Yeah.
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 Okay, fuck that guy. You're right. It does make me feel better.
Oh, boy.
This show is so much better as a 3-person show on Sunday night.
That's just because you like. Never mind.
Oh, no. DA shot 10 of 14 from the field, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
He had a good night.
He looked really good.
He had 7 offensive rebounds, which was huge because the Suns were missing so many threes. So really strong comeback performance from him after missing, the last 5 games in a row and 6 of the last 7. So I feel like that's all you could ask for a guy who hasn't played in a while, was dealing with an injury and going up against Towns. That's great.
I'm just really glad he got over his beef with Sarver and decided to play tonight, right? That's what
Dear
everybody said it
Lord.
was, right? No, it's great to see
don't
him.
fuel that
It's great.
fire.
We went over this. It's not that. It's not that at all. It was good to see him come back from an injury and slide right back into that double-double mode. This guy is almost an automatic double-double. You can pencil it in. And in a game like this, if they didn't have him, like we said in those first 3 quarters, this could have been much uglier than it looked in that time frame too. So
There's still comments in the chat. So if you guys want to address this, just kind of still giving a little bit of grief around DA plus the DA cat thing that we talked about in pregame.
Sure.
So if you'd like to address it one more time, because one of the comments said he did still give up 30 to Cat. Was he
No,
really the
didn't.
king of the game?
No, he didn't give up 30 to Cat. He still was getting switched off of Cat a ton of times. Like when Cat was hitting, especially from the perimeter, most of those were not on DA. So it's like, come on, guys. Like you can pick and choose what you want to follow, but I didn't feel like DA had a terrible game defensively tonight. I thought he did it. He got a couple fouls because Cat did drive and force those fouls, but come on, man. I mean, we're just nitpicking.
And even the
shit.
shots that he did hit on DA, they were well beyond the 3-point line. There's only so much you can do with a unicorn like Towns who can shoot the ball from way out there, put the ball on the floor, and draw those fouls like Saul was talking about. He was, creating a lot of contact there. A couple of them were 50-50 calls that could have gone either way. Towns is just a really good offensive player. Like, it is what it is. DA didn't have a bad game. Sometimes stars in this league just have really good games. Cat had a really good game tonight.
And didn't Cat score 1 point in each of the second and third quarters too? Like,
yeah,
it's he had good bursts, and when to your point, if he's hitting those extremely long threes, what's DA supposed to do? Go guard him at 32 feet out? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he's just a tough cover. That's all it is. He's a tough guy to defend, and it sucks that every time we talk about Cat or DA lately, they have to be compared to each other. But
that's like blaming Chris Paul because Steph Curry had 35 points. Like, get the fuck out of here.
When a lot of people were bringing up too that Jay was on Cat quite a bit tonight as well.
A ton.
Sure, you could say DA was maybe a little sloppy at times, but you also have to remember he's missed quite a few games. This is his first game back, so he's still trying to ease back into things and find that rhythm again. Because
I mean, what's the alternative? Did you want to put JaVale back out there?
Well, but
did you want to put Frank out there?
Didn't Cat score and JaVale a lot in that first quarter too? Because DA didn't play the full first quarter when Cat had 14. Like, it's
well, I mean, Cat got off to a good start mostly on DA and Jay Crowder. But he's just really good. Like, we don't even have to dive into who he was scoring on who. Like, he got to the line 11 times, made 10 of them, made 5 of 9 threes, made 10 of 19 shots. Like, he's just a really good, versatile offensive player, and that's all it has to be.
So Long John Silver 85, our friend, one of the Cove Crazies, says DA had a DA game. And I think that's part of this. People have become numb to DeAndre Ayton having a double-double. It's like, all right. It's like, no, that's actually quality basketball from your center there. Like, this is, I think people are numb to what DA does out on that floor. And defensively, he's had an impact tonight where they didn't have that on the nights that they missed him. I don't know. We go through this. People are going to hate DeAndre Ayton no matter what he does. Nothing will change that narrative. We thought maybe winning a championship or almost winning a championship would, and him being a big part of it. That didn't change shit last playoffs. People will always feel this way about DeAndre Ayton, and I'm not quite sure why. It's like how people used to always hate on Amari for his rebounding. Like, oh, it wasn't enough even when he'd average 9 or 10 in a season. It's just going to be like this.
If DA wasn't the number 1 overall pick, then I don't know if we have this discussion about DA ever.
You wouldn't.
No.
But the fact that he's the number 1 pick for whatever reason, like there has never been a flop at number 1, and this isn't even a flop. This is exactly like, when they talk about Jordan getting drafted that year and the Rockets still getting Hakeem. Like, I wouldn't say that the Rockets missed on their pick. Right. They got a Hall of Famer, one of the greats of all time. And I don't know if DA is going to be one of those guys, but in relation to Doncic and Trey Young, like he's up there. He's close. You know what I mean? He's not in a whole nother category about to go to the G League.
Yeah.
Look, his name's not Luka. We've talked about it. His name's not Luka, and some people will always hold that against him.
Well, yeah, and I think that's part of it. I also think that when it comes to DA and you talk about DA had a DA game, saying stuff like that, I actually view it as more, I feel like you can interpret that as a compliment, because what DA does best is he cleans up around the basket, he sets good screens, he rolls hard, and that's what he did tonight. He made 10 of his 14 shots. He was super efficient. Almost all of his shots, except for like one mid-range jumper, were all around the basket. And he had a great game. He had 7 offensive rebounds, like we said. He was cleaning up the Suns' many misses from 3. Like, that is the epitome of what, when DA brings it, that's the best that he does. Like and it's not a bad thing. It's a compliment. It's a good thing that he compliments this roster in that way.
It's kind of funny how we always want to go to DA. Like DA's the center point of like the good or the bad, right?
Right.
If you watch this game, DA was a good. Like by and large, he was a good.
Yeah.
Devin Booker, CP3 in the fourth quarter, they were a good. The wings were a bad. Like they could not hit a three to save their life. Jay Crowder, Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, Landry Shamet, like it was a disaster out there on the perimeter, but nobody wants to talk about that. It's always about DA.
Jay Crowder 0 for 9, Mikal Bridges 2 for 8, Cam Johnson 3 for 9. The Suns shot again less than 27% from 3. Like we can talk about all the different reasons why this was an ugly game. It was just bad shooting on the second night of a back-to-back to me.
The wings were so bad they might as well have been served at a Peter Piper pizza.
Oh no.
That's
Did
how
they
bad
have
the
no
wings
chicken
were.
in them either?
They have no bones. They're just bad. They a glump of chicken. That's how bad those wings were tonight.
Saul's like, I agree with his point, but I hate what he just said.
So it's funny that you brought this up because Sam in the chat really did want to actually have this conversation.
Good for
Okay.
Sam. There you go, Sam.
He's asking, are we concerned at all long term?
No.
Cam Johnson, we're getting into an area where I might be concerned, but that may just be because I had such large expectations for Cam this year, and he's falling vastly short of them right now.
I mean, but what were your expectations?
I expected him to have a big year this year.
But
I expected him to be the offensive.
Give me a number of points you thought he would average maybe at this point.
I thought 13 to 15. I thought he'd be the offensive firepower off that bench. I thought he'd hit threes. I thought he'd cut to the basket. I thought he would be a guy that you looked at as the second unit's offensive firepower. Yeah. And he just has not shown up in that. But I don't think tonight is indicative of being concerned overall about the wings. Mikal Bridges ain't shooting 2 for 8 on a regular basis. Tonight was tail end of a back-to-back where you didn't rest your starters. We talked about it in pregame. They played their starters until 2 minutes left in a game you're up 22. Like that's why you had no energy tonight.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's to that extent because they only did play like 32 minutes last night in total. But the travel time from Houston to Minnesota on the second night of back-to-back, I think that has an effect on you. I also think that, I think we got spoiled last year. The Suns were a really good back-to-back team last year. Maybe that's not going to be the case after another historically short offseason.
But they just won, and they've won 9 straight. Why are we talking as if this team is the Coyotes?
That's fair. That's a fair point.
Well, I think it's just because we're all
because it was so ugly.
We don't want to give away the good that we've gotten, so now we're just a little bit concerned, maybe overly concerned.
Like,
at
listen,
times.
these things will show up when they play better competition overall. They haven't played the elite in the West. For the most part, like when you play the Warriors, when you play maybe even on the East Side with the Nets and what have you, even Chicago's balling out. Like you better hit those wide open shots, and that's the thing that's concerning me is that these are wide open shots that they're missing. Like these aren't contested; they're not like forcing it up. These are just wide open shots. As an NBA player, you got to hit those. And to your point earlier, like, hey. Cam Johnson's got to hit those threes, and he has been struggling mightily this season. I mean, between him and Jay, you just never know what you're going to get on a night-to-night basis.
Chris in the chat said, "Not the Coyotes is a solid 10th check."
Yeah.
And poor Petey.
What's wrong with the Coyotes? Our Petey Leah's partner in crime on the Coyotes showing up in the chat.
Coyotes.
Of course, he tunes in for the first time when I have Coyotes slander for the first time ever on this
Petey's
program.
just been silently lying in wait for that first shot.
Yes,
I will defend my Coyotes at all costs.
All right, I have a question for one of our Cove Crazies. Where did it go?
I don't know the answer to that
Robert
question.
York. No, wait. Yeah, Robert York. Did you actually take 9 whiskey shots? Or are you just...
I think he was encouraging Gerald.
Well, he said 9 whiskey shots at the top of the show, and then he followed up and said something along the lines of like, those 9 whiskey shots, no joke.
Oh my God.
So I need to know. Do we need to call
I
somebody for
am.
you?
I thought you were going to say I need to know what that feels like because we have some whiskey shots in the other
No,
room,
no,
Lindsay.
no. I need
all
to
for
make sure
you.
he's okay. 9 shots in within like
Gotcha.
6 minutes.
His liver needs that panic button we
He
used
said,
to have.
hell yeah, I did. So, Robert,
Oh,
please,
man.
let's do beer shots if this win streak continues.
He had more shots of whiskey than the Suns had made threes tonight.
Oh, hey.
I'm just looking out for you, homie. So let's take a quick break.
Oh yeah, I did.
Let's take a quick break so I can tell all you hoopers out there watching about a place where you can win some free bets, and that is the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So right now, you can bet on any NBA game this week using the DraftKings Sportsbook app, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. And here's the deal. If you use the code PHNX when you sign up, after you place just a $1 bet on any NBA team to score a point, you can win $100 in free bets instantly. When any team scores, you score with the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. It's safe, it's reliable, it's secure. I'm excited to see what's going on in the comments. And again, if you want to get on board with all of the fun over on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, just download it and use the code PHNX when you sign up because you're going to get some sweet, sweet cash. You're going to get a bunch of great deals. They're constantly sending out like promotional items or extra, what is it, odds boosts?
Odds boosts, free in-game, same-game parlay.
You get your, what is it, like you get your money back on certain
if you
bets
bet
if
a
you
certain
don't
amount.
if you don't hit.
Yeah, that's how I've become so rich using
Yeah,
the app. So.
It's awesome. I mean, take a look at it. Use the code PHNX. And just a reminder, that is 21 and older. Only Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Y'all want to catch me up on what's happening in the comments?
Petey in the comments said, P.S. Saul shirt, wet.
Okay, let's
I'm wearing a Coyote shirt, that's why.
let's remove the emojis from Petey's keyboard in the future as well. What in the heck is 8014 debt saying? Gerald, can you give me a double baconator meal?
No. Read that correctly, sir.
Gerard.
Gerard.
Gerard. Not even Gerald.
Gerard.
Gerard, can you get him a one? Sure.
A double baconator meal from Wendy's. Why?
Sir, this is a Wendy's. I don't know.
This is not DoorDash. Go somewhere else.
We're all equally confused with
Yes,
that, right?
yeah, for
Okay.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's like, I
Unless
just
there's
need to
something that you
make
posted
sure.
on your social about like,
No.
You get hacked
I'm more of
again?
a Jack in the Box guy.
are you
Gerard,
Are
did you get hacked
Are you
again?
Bourguet Gerard now?
No. I mean, I do have it set up, but like, no, I don't know. That was weird.
I'm so
Bees,
confused.
Ayo, this chat is wild, fam.
Right? We're trying to figure it
Welcome,
out
bees.
too. Oh, there we go.
My bad.
My bad.
That still
You know
doesn't
what?
explain it.
I'm just pumped up.
All right, well.
All right, 8014, we got you.
We can go
you-
get double baconators.
Did you not think we were going to see these comments or what?
80, you drop a 10 spot in the super chat, and Gerard will get you a baconator. All right.
He gives us Gerard Butler vibes.
There we go.
Love it.
I went from being Gary because
sponsor. Saul's
sports
broken.
are fun, says Pete.
Yes, they are, PD. Sports are fun.
I love that beat face.
Bees in the chat does have a bee face.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
They-
man.
Can you get us back on the rails?
Please, Lindsay,
I'm
try.
trying. In last night's game, there was a really great Chris Paul moment.
Yes.
There was also a pretty great Chris Paul moment tonight.
Yes.
And I
Yeah,
feel like we should relive it a little
For
bit.
sure.
So let's take a look at that highlight.
So Chris Paul coming up the court, he's got Landry Shamet behind him. He fakes between his legs and gets the ball to himself. And the best part to me is if you watch that clip, run it back another time, Leah. He's talking to Landry Shamet to set this up
Yep.
as if he's going to pass it to him and then just okey dokes the defender. If he had made that layup, that's SportsCenter #1.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt on that. That was next level.
Especially right after that, what did we decide? That platinum nutmeg last
That was
night?
the you
Like,
got no nuts left nutmeg, I believe is
That-
where we landed.
this guy is on
Yeah.
a roll right now.
He's 36 and he's out there playing like he's playing on the playground still. Like he's just fooling guys. It's unbelievable. I love watching Chris Paul, and I used to hate this dude when he was on other teams. So.
Totally. He's one of mean, we've said it multiple times. He's one of those guys that you hate when he's playing against your team, but you absolutely love having him on your
He's
team.
like Pat Bev.
Yeah. He's like, he's
No.
your asshole.
No.
Oh, you can't
Pat
tell
Bev,
me.
Pat
if
Bev's an
you-
asshole and doesn't have a good game.
You think
Chris
you would
Paul's
hate,
next level.
You think you would hate Pat Bev if he was playing for the Suns right now?
I wouldn't like him the way I like Chris Paul. It's not like he's an all-time great. Pat Bev is an irritant. Chris Paul is a very good player that pisses you off. There's a difference.
Yeah, I would say we wouldn't be thinking about putting Pat Bev in the Suns Ring of Honor after one season. Chris Paul's different.
I mean, I didn't say that they were the same,
Right.
like, in terms of talent. I'm just saying, like, in terms of liking, you don't think you would be a Pat Bev stan if he was on the Suns and he was annoying the shit out of, I don't know, Drew Holiday last year in the playoffs instead of Devin
maybe.
Booker?
I think you might have, but if if he's doing that, shoving guys in the back when their
Well, yeah,
back is
that's
turned,
that's
that
just-
kind of stuff
That's just
is
bullshit
hard
for
to
sure.
hard
Absolutely.
to defend.
There was a moment in this game where Devin Booker had a wide open path to the basket and he knew Pat Bev was behind him.
Mhm.
And that guy is so dirty that Devin Booker was hesitant just simply because he knew he
yeah.
was behind
Oh, yeah.
him.
He was all up in
For
Devin's
sure.
head with
Like
that.
that is not that's just that punk stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
different to
different
me.
than being petty. That's just like scummy, almost. You know what I mean? Like there's two different levels. I don't know. I don't know about that one, Saul. Sorry.
We should.
Bring in the discussion. Yeah, Saul speaking facts, but you ain't ready to have this discussion.
No,
Well,
we're definitely not, Rand. But
Can we go back up to
Sam,
no, there was Aaron in the chat, I believe it was, said, why wasn't Sticks playing? Because he sucks. That's why Sticks isn't playing, all right?
Oh, who said
Wait,
that?
hashtag analysis.
Oh, we
all
have
Aaron,
right?
did you see the Grizzlies game?
we had to go all the way up just to make sure we get our obligatory shot in on Jalen Smith for the night.
I
Well,
did,
I mean-
Aaron, yeah, I don't understand why Sticks wasn't in the game.
He is hot trash.
Like, hashtag analysis, he sucks. Like, that's
Oh.
what,
yeah,
I try to give guys the benefit of the doubt, but you guys aren't
listen.
wrong.
We should spend as much time on the player that they spent on the court, and since he didn't play, move along.
Yeah,
on to the
Okay.
next one.
I do think we
Wow.
should note, I think it was Sam's comment below that was saying, can we just appreciate, or maybe a little bit above that, can we
all
appreciate
just
that?
appreciate that 2 years ago Book's career-long win streak was like 4, LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're at 9 now, which is the Suns' longest win streak since 2010 when they won 10 games in a row. So
Mhm.
not even the bubble Suns, not the finals team from last year have won 9 in a row. They played some easy competition, and a lot of them have been pretty ugly, but we'll take it.
And we are sitting here talking about DA and freaking Jalen Smith. People, can't we enjoy nice things?
No.
We finally have nice things. Let's enjoy
You
them.
want to talk about the number 5 overall pick coming on this week, or you want to wait?
Am I?
Okay, never mind. Okay.
Let's look at our quote of the
Gotcha.
night. How about that?
yeah.
Oh, boy.
I think that's a great place
Let's do
to go.
quote of the night.
Our quote of the night. He's sick, man. Eddie Johnson. So take this one away.
I mean, it was basically just the highlight before, and actually it was a series in the fourth quarter where CP3 hit kind of a fadeaway three with Towns in his face, and then he comes back down the next time down the court, hits a little elbow jumper, kind of fading away as well, and both of those are just crispy. And Eddie just kind of looks at him and is like, "He's sick, man." Like that's what you say about dudes that you just like. How and why are they so damn good? Chris Paul is that damn good.
It also
Mhm.
described all of us how we felt through 3 quarters as well. So we all
Sick,
felt
man.
kind of sick, man. Sick.
Yeah, that's fair.
I thought you were going to bring another
I-
quote.
I love that Saul doesn't even. He's
I
just
had,
like,
I had ice cream in the third quarter. I didn't care. I was happy.
I was having
I
a
was
great
good.
time.
Yeah, I was just here to enjoy the ride.
I mean, that was a pretty solid.
I mean,
fine,
So-
fine. If we're just gonna have fun. Favorite ice cream flavor? What's the best ice cream flavor, Lindsay? What's your vote?
It depends on the day.
Jesus.
I mean, how about this? I can't pick a favorite, but I can tell you mint chip is overrated AF.
I agree with that. My wife would kill me for saying it
The-
out
the
loud,
what's-
but
Mint chip.
mint chip, mint chocolate chip.
Overrated AF.
Man,
It's
I can't-
trash.
no.
I mean, I wouldn't choose it, but I don't mind it. I'm more of a
Gerald is always switching here. It's never. Gerald's always like, I just want everybody to get along.
I just hope
Gerald
everyone's
trying to be more
fun.
positive, and now we start talking about ice cream flavors that are trash.
Gerald is very much the Switzerland of our group. He's just like, I'm not here to piss anybody off.
I feel
This
like
is just how
Gerald
I
and I
feel.
take turns on
I
who's
know,
going to
we
get in on it
alternate.
and
Yeah,
who's not.
for sure.
I'm a Nutella gelato type guy. That's my
Oh.
deal.
Like the fancy.
Hey,
I'm
gelato.
Italian. I gotta.
Okay, all right.
What about you guys?
I like cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream is a solid option.
Can't go wrong there.
You can't go wrong there.
Cookies and cream, Rocky Road, cookie dough. Those are the power three. That's
Put
the
all
big
three
three.
in one.
I mean, when you look
All
like
of the
me,
dough.
sure, why the hell not? Like, hey, let's go all in. But like those are the big three for me, right?
Mhm.
Gerald is undercover HR.
Yes.
I don't know if our
Yes.
show would have made it this long.
Undercover
Oh my
HR.
God.
That's why they get all quiet every time we make a sexual innuendo. They're like,
Look,
noted.
Scribbling notes down.
John in the chat says coffee with Oreo is a game changer.
I could see that
That
being
sounds
good.
intriguing, John.
Really, Espo?
If I want coffee, I'm gonna drink a coffee. I don't need ice cream to give me a coffee flavor.
What's the espresso with the ice cream in it?
Oh, I know what you're
Why
talking
you
about.
turn to the Italian guys
Because
and
he
ask
said he's
that?
all about Italian ice cream. and I figured he would know.
Doggone it. What is it?
What?
It's like
Espresso with
it's like
Italian in
a
it?
it's a
I believe
like
it's
a-
Thing
called.
with an A.
I believe it's
Affogato.
called crack.
affogato.
An
Nice
affogato.
job.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
So good.
I was
Affogato.
trying to think
Okay.
of the word, but I forgot about
Just
it.
try this. There was an ice cream place in town where I went and got an affogato, but they had an extra. They add a little bit of Coke into it. So it's coffee, Coke, and vanilla ice cream.
Like
and I was
Coke
like,
to drink?
No,
Yeah.
cocaine.
Yo,
Smoke
that's
that
Coca-Cola.
stuff.
Man, it hits different right here,
It
man.
ain't powdered
Coca-Cola.
First, you gotta put your face into it.
Get that full feeling. Yeah.
And it was actually really good. I was kind of like, I was very hesitant at first, but I was like, well, let me just try it. It was coffee, Coca-Cola, and vanilla
There we
ice
go.
It's
cream,
called
and
the
it was
Yayo
bomb.
Special.
That sounds
It
good.
was like a
By the
special
way, to
avocado.
everybody in the chat that says Espo looks like he likes all the flavors. Oh, fuck you. All right?
You guys
I'm
are
only laughing
mean.
because that's what said it. I'm not laughing at the chat.
That's fantastic.
John, yeah, there is one on Van Buren. There's also one on Central too. Just throwing that out there. Some really good places to get
And-
some coffee
and
and
Chris,
ice cream.
Thank you in the chat. Zero chance of Bev fandom. That's
Yes,
that's
zero.
somebody that gets it. All
Zero
right, right
chance,
there.
for sure.
Chris, one of our
Cool.
favorites in the.
She's one of the OGs for sure.
All right, gentlemen. Anything else you'd like to discuss before we wrap things up today?
Man, I feel like that was a fast show.
Yeah. 9
It's like a roller
straight.
coaster.
We're like 35 minutes in.
That's it. I got another
Okay.
40 in me. Let's do this.
Go, Espo. Do it, Espo.
I can name all the ice cream flavors. Apparently, the chat thinks I'm an expert on it. So
31 of them. Here we go.
Oh,
Go.
man.
chocolate,
I would-
vanilla,
I was-
strawberry.
I would just like to say this
Mm.
about this team. Tonight was very much an experience, kind of, no nerves kind of night. It was a game in the middle of a regular season, and it's just one of 82. Chris Paul and Devin Booker didn't make the moment bigger than it needed to be, and they came through in the fourth quarter like the pros that they are. And that's what is always going to make me feel better about this team, is that no matter what, you have two guys at the top that understand the game, understand the ebbs and flows of a game, and know when to turn it on and really put this team over the top. And for that, I'm happy.
Yes. And I wanted to address the chat real quick because we had a request to talk about Foundation on our next G-Rated. I will watch it here soon. And then we got a Ghostbusters Afterlife. Espo and I are going to sit down. We're going to
Whoa.
plot out a G-Rated schedule. So we'll have those planned in advance a little bit
I
better.
want to see Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I do too. That's high on
So
my list.
I would like to go see it with you guys.
Okay,
Okay.
let's do it.
So-
Gerald,
Team
how do you
outing.
feel about that?
I'm not a big Ghostbusters guy, but I will go
Yeah.
see it and
Have you seen the
objectively
other
grade it.
Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, slide into our DMs. Give us what you want in G-rated. I don't mean that in any. Just tell us.
It's not
Also,
R-rated. It's
also,
G-rated.
we do got to say this. We got a really cool thing that we're testing out, and we're
soon.
only testing it out
Mhm.
with members.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna say it like that. It's the technology of what we're gonna do with our members here in the next game or two is going to be really, really awesome. So if you're not a member, become a member, because we're going to extend the invite here within the next week or so for our members.
Oh,
What?
John?
John rented a theater on Saturday and we
man.
all can come?
What?
Yes.
John,
All right, John.
John, you are my new favorite
Dude,
Cove Crazies.
We got to do that.
Slide
You
in
are
the
the mayor
DMs,
of the
John.
Cove Crazies. Congratulations,
John, hit us up.
Slide in the DMs,
Yeah,
John.
we
let us
met-
know
my
when
DMs
and
stay
We
open.
met
where.
John at Four Peaks over the final or playoff run. We talked with John, so good guy. By the way, quick here.
Mhm.
None of you people gave me my fair due.
What's that?
Okay, I said when asked during our favorites, I said take Minnesota at plus 4.5.
Mhm.
Our
Mhm.
pick, I said Suns by 2. It was Suns by 3. Saul was right in his
I
his
told you.
really ornate, ridiculous keys to the game when he said trust Espo.
I think the word you're looking for is fantastic.
That is not the word I
It
was
is.
looking for,
It
but
is.
better
Even when I
keys
give
to
you
the
credit, you still can't give me credit.
okay, it was unique. I'll give you unique.
It was over the top, is what it was.
It was. Yes, it was.
It was definitely, wasn't it better or bigger?
It was better,
It
I
was
think.
both. It was
Better.
better and bigger.
I was trying to think of the title, and then
Oh,
I couldn't
God.
remember which one it
Hey,
was.
I wasn't
I
going
dropped the
anywhere
ball
else.
there.
I just said it was better and bigger.
Let's
You should have seen the keys before my editor got their hands on them. I was trying to make them bigger than your keys.
by the way, Brian in the chat says I lost a $50K on Kaminsky stock.
Oof.
No refunds. That's just to remind you. No
Final
refunds.
sale.
Yeah.
Final sale.
Oh, boy.
Anything else?
Robert York, you are correct. No Time to Die was a dope movie. That's all I got.
Sunder's Dunk said I was right about my Squid Games reference too. 'Cause
It was
this going to
brutal.
be all types of brutal,
Mhm.
It was.
a bloody psychological war.
Well,
What?
with that, what?
What, dude, the chat is vicious tonight. Espo sounds so aggressive that he wants to get more ice cream.
Gerald is the Jesse Friedman of the show.
What's the money line on Espo's tattoo? It's looking like I'm not going to have to get one
Yeah,
thanks to Frank.
No, it'll come eventually.
I'm putting it at minus
It'll
100
come
still. We got a long season
Yes.
left. I'm telling you, in April, just when you think it's safe, that's what's going to
It'll
happen.
come. Aaron, yes, we are
Brian,
ready
stop
for the
looking at my
Mavs.
shorts, you weirdo. Gosh. That's like the second comment he's made about my shorts. Stop looking at me.
That's
Don't
hilarious.
sit dead center next time.
Well, where else am I supposed to go?
You should just bring a blanket.
Just wear pants.
Or
It's that
pants.
simple.
I don't want to wear pants. It's still like 90 degrees outside in fucking November. What is wrong with Arizona?
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
John brings up a really good point. Espo, did you actually say it had to be this season, or did you just say 30 points in a game?
Ooh.
John, did you
There you
just,
go, Johnny.
did the plot thicken?
There we go.
I might have to quit.
Lifelong. Oh my
man.
God! I hope he gets traded to like the worst team. in the league.
Overseas is not included.
Overseas.
John,
But the G
overseas
League is. The G League is.
People are going to be
I
going to the
love
YMCA and
this.
counting Frank's points.
That's
You
right.
know?
Yeah.
Nope. You guys are awful.
I really like this one.
Sunder's dunks. Ooh, lawyer. My lawyer is in the chat, so if you need to speak with him, he'll be representing me in this case. Frank, Frank and Israel for 40. Okay. What did I do? Which
Oh,
I can't wait for this to happen. So we will be back here on Wednesday at 7:30 pregame because it is an 8 o'clock tip.
Back to back, 8
Lindsay's
o'clock
already
game.
not
She
doing
could
well
barely
with
get
this.
those words
She's like,
out.
7:30.
So-
Damn.
Have an afternoon coffee and come hang out with us right here at 7:30 on Wednesday. Then we can enjoy the game together, chat on Twitter, and then we'll be right back here after the game. And hopefully the VIP lounge will be popping again then.
audio only edition
Yeah,
tomorrow too.
We do. We have
God knows what the hell we're going to talk about, but we'll be here.
Yeah,
Or
we'll have
be
an
here.
audio edition podcast for you guys tomorrow, so you can listen to that wherever you listen to your podcast normally. And then we're gonna take Thursday off, a little break for us, and then we'll be back right here on Friday for another Suns Mavs matchup. 2 in 1 week.
Also at 8 p.m., also on
Yeah.
ESPN. I don't know
Also
why
at
the
8
hell they did
p.m.
that.
also-
ESPN really hates us.
7:30
They really
p.m.
hate
ESPN
us.
really
Yeah.
likes the Mavs. They're like, ooh, we can get the Mavs twice. So they're playing the Suns, whatever.
Yeah.
How does it have back-to-back at home against the Mavs on ESPN?
With a day in between.
That's going to be the weirdest scheduling quirk ever.
Yeah.
Not
By
a
the way,
fan.
my lawyer said I am in fact contractually obligated on this
Yes.
Frank
you are.
thing. He said it in the chat, so I'm
Love
screwed.
that.
Cool.
So yeah, that's our schedule for the week. So tomorrow again, audio only, and then we'll see you right back here on Wednesday at 7:30 to pregame before the Mavs and the Suns tip off. So we'll see you guys then. Until then, I'm Lindsey Smith. You can follow me on Twitter at LindseySmithAZ. That's Saul Bookman. You can follow him on Twitter at Saul_Bookman. Gerald Bourguet. You can follow him on Twitter at Gerald Bourguet. And of course, you can follow Espo on Twitter at Espo.
The underscores in Saul's name to hold all the ice cream that I apparently like. Ahoy,
Also,
hoy.
also, make sure you go check out gophnx.com, please, and like and subscribe our YouTube channel. It helps us. Thank you very much.